In the small, isolated town of Ravenswood, nestled between dense forests and overlooked by looming mountains, there was a house that stood abandoned and shrouded in mystery. The locals whispered about it in hushed tones, warning each other to steer clear of its decaying walls and shattered windows. No one could recall who had lived there or why the house had been abandoned, but the air around it was heavy with an unspoken darkness. As the days grew shorter and the chill of autumn settled over Ravenswood, a group of curious teenagers decided to explore the forsaken house. The group consisted of Sarah, a fearless girl with a penchant for the unknown, Mark, her skeptical yet adventurous best friend, Emily, the quiet and reserved artist, and Jake, the joker who masked his unease with laughter. One gloomy evening, armed with flashlights and fueled by a mix of bravado and curiosity, the four friends approached the looming silhouette of the abandoned house. The creaking gate protested as they pushed it open, the sound echoing through the desolate surroundings. The interior of the house was frozen in time, a macabre museum of forgotten lives. Dust-covered furniture stood like silent witnesses to the passage of years, and cobwebs hung in intricate patterns from the ceilings. The air was thick with an acrid scent, a combination of mildew and decay. As they ventured deeper into the house, the atmosphere grew increasingly oppressive. Shadows seemed to dance in the corners of their vision, and strange whispers echoed through the empty halls. Despite their attempts to rationalize the eerie occurrences, a sense of foreboding settled over the group. In the dim light of their flashlights, they stumbled upon a room that sent shivers down their spines. Walls adorned with faded wallpaper depicted scenes of twisted faces and contorted figures, giving the impression that the very essence of the house had seeped into the artwork. It was as if the room itself pulsed with a malevolent energy. Ignoring the knot of unease in their stomachs, the group pressed on. Each step seemed to echo louder than the last, resonating through the desolate halls. The temperature dropped, and their breath hung in the air like ghostly apparitions. Emily, the usually composed artist, clutched her sketchbook tightly, her eyes darting nervously around the room. As they reached the dilapidated staircase, a sudden, bone-chilling gust of wind extinguished their flashlights. Darkness enveloped them like a suffocating cloak, and an unsettling silence settled over the house. Panic gripped the group as they fumbled for their flashlights, their trembling hands revealing the unease they had tried so hard to conceal. In the oppressive blackness, a distant, guttural sound reverberated through the house. It was a low, haunting moan that seemed to emanate from the very foundations of the abandoned dwelling. A collective gasp escaped the lips of the friends as the sound grew louder, closer, and more unnerving. Desperation and fear took hold as they stumbled blindly through the darkness, the unsettling moans echoing around them. Shadows seemed to writhe and contort, and the air grew thick with an indescribable malevolence. It was as if the very soul of the house had awoken, hungry for the intruders who dared to disturb its slumber. Just as their nerves reached the breaking point, a flicker of light pierced the darkness. The group, disoriented and breathless, found themselves standing outside the forsaken house. The unsettling moans ceased, and an eerie silence settled over Ravenswood once more. Terrified and shaken, the friends vowed never to speak of the harrowing experience again. As they dispersed into the night, the abandoned house loomed in the background, its shattered windows and decaying walls concealing the secrets of its dark past. The unspoken horror of that night lingered, a chilling reminder that some mysteries were best left undisturbed. As the seasons cycled through, Ravenswood remained ensconced in an uneasy calm. The abandoned house stood as a silent sentinel, its secrets buried beneath layers of neglect and forgotten whispers. The town, unaware of the harrowing night the group of friends had endured, continued its mundane existence. Yet, beneath the surface, a subtle shift occurred among Sarah, Mark, Emily, and Jake. The unspoken pact forged in the shadows of the forsaken house bound them together in a way that transcended the passage of time. Their paths diverged, but the memories of that haunting night lingered, weaving an invisible thread that connected their lives. Under the harvest moon, the friends found themselves drawn to the outskirts of Ravenswood once more. A shared glance conveyed understanding, a silent acknowledgement of the darkness they had faced. As the moon cast its pale glow, they stood together, unified by the unspoken horror that had woven itself into the fabric of their friendship. The abandoned house, its shattered windows reflecting the moonlight like haunted eyes, remained a testament to the inexplicable. Ravenswood, seemingly asleep under the watchful eyes of the mountains, held its secrets close. The lingering shadows danced in the corners, whispering tales of the night when curiosity met malevolence, and the town of Ravenswood became entwined with the unspoken horror that echoed through its very foundations.